You know, I like the taste of that. You know, if somebody would have told me a few years back that I'd be walking through a garden, picking random leaves off of stuff and eating it, I would have told them they were crazy, but here I am, and I'm having a great time today.
Thank you for watching Mike's in the Garden, where it's my mission to show you just how easy it is to grow food. Today, we're doing that here in my food forest with one of my good friends, StonerBro Flex.
What's going on, Mike?
What's happening? You're known as the patience champ. You do incredible work for the cannabis community, especially here in the state of Florida. So for some of our audience that may not be familiar with it, can you just give us a little bit of your background and your incredible transformation?
Yes.
To StonerBro Flex.
All right, StonerBro Flex, aka the biggest broski of all time. And before I got into this cannabis industry, I worked out there in the health field. I have a degree in addictions counseling, so I work with a lot of people with addictions, a lot of people that are less fortunate, adolescents, adults, and I've just been trying to really save lives over the last 15 years. So
I'm excited to take a walk around, a little puff puff, a
yes.
little chomp chomp. And you can see we've been taking a bunch off of this Okinawa spinach, and let's see if we can find a couple good ones here. You can see bottom of those nice and purple.
Nice and purple. All right, a little pointy on the sides.
Yeah.
It almost tastes like a pear to me, I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely not quite like spinach. Definitely, definitely green, but.
No, it's good though, yeah.
You were one of the first ones to actually, we were here shooting something for Dro TV.
Yes.
You came here when we finished the installation of the food forest. We didn't have any plants or fruit trees or anything in the ground yet, so that's why I wanted you to come back and be one of the first ones to tour it and actually eat some of the fruits of my labor.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yes, and thank you so much for allowing me to be the first one here. Mike's Garden, and I can't wait to see what you got going on here. It's beautiful.
And then here we have a longevity spinach, which is one of what you've got growing.
And I love this right here, and it's coming along amazing. I feel like a proud parent on that one, and I check on it every day, and it's growing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you can see this one here. I had to tie it off, but I mean you can just see how many are growing off here. We've got 1, 2, 3, that's where I cut one, 4, 5, 6, 7,
wow.
8, 9, 10. And that one has some growing off of it.
Yeah, here we go.
I have some propagating inside too to the next home that needs one. One of the things that is a part of my mission is when somebody comes here to the food forest, that they leave with something that they can grow on their own. So I know we tried doing this a month ago, we got completely rained out.
It was rained out the whole entire day.
I think we're gonna make it today. We're already sweating balls out here. So.
I know, it's so hot. Sunny Florida, beautiful, the Sunshine State. This is the perfect day to do this, Mike.
This is it. All right, let's continue working our way down here to the miracle Moringa tree. Now, this is how this plant started 2 or 3 months ago.
That's pretty small.
And now it's over 6 feet tall.
3 months.
In 3 months.
Wow, that's amazing.
And you can see the stalk on this thing and how it's all green up here now. All this new growth coming in. But this is the miracle tree. Let's take from the bottom here.
All right, why do they call it the miracle tree?
Well, this tree, pretty much the entire thing is edible. From the leaves to the bark, the roots, the seed pods, and it does need a warmer tropical climate to grow.
Okay.
But this has more vitamin A than a carrot, more vitamin C than an orange, more potassium than a banana. It's got kind of a sweet, peppery flavor to it.
So this is as healthy as you can get right here.
This is one of the healthiest things you can get. And I mean, we're talking about growing in abundance. Look at the size of this moringa in just a few months.
Right, so for anybody trying to start their own abundance food source, you know, this is going to be the perfect kind of plant because of the way that it produces.
Absolutely. You
Awesome.
get yourself some longevity spinach, some moringa, and not only are you on your way to healthy living and eating.
I'm going to put that right back there.
So when you left last time, we gave you an avocado tree and a longevity spinach.
Yeah.
Can you share what's going on with those?
All right, so both plants are doing well. The longevity spinach it's just growing beautiful. It started off so small, and pretty soon I'll drop some of my own content where I'll show the growth of that. The avocado tree had a little bit of a rough start. I believe a squirrel might have gotten into it. Chewed up the only 3 leaves that it had. I didn't have much hope for it, but you know, I showed it lots of love, and today it's growing, and it's got some new sprouts to it right now, so I'm looking forward to seeing how big this thing gets.
I know you have them in containers on your porch, which you can also go check out one of our small space container gardening videos if you're in an apartment or you have a small space and you need to figure out how you can grow some food. Longevity spinach is something that will grow forever and you can continuously harvest from it. So you're on your way. I'm glad that you're starting to get some stuff out of it. In this part of our patch here, we've got some sweet potato, and then we have this cranberry hibiscus. And this thing's doing a lot better since I pruned it back a couple days ago.
It's a really beautiful leaf. It's so purple.
Excuse me.
Look at that.
Got a good one here.
It's got a beautiful smell to it.
Yeah. And these things, these have a very sweet flavor to them.
Yeah, I definitely agree on that. I like the taste of this a lot.
You know, you get some couple of 3 cranberry hibiscus leaves, some sweet potato leaves, a bunch of longevity spinach and Okinawa spinach. Here, take one of those sweet potato leaves.
See how this goes here. I dig it, man. This is so good right here. Now, it's sweet potato, does it produce any fruit?
So yes, this sweet potato will produce, if you look at this one here, it has multiple vines growing here. This one's looking for a place to get in the ground, but
Oh, yeah.
you can cut those vines off and they'll grow into a new plant. But once these stick in the ground, then they can start putting out some tubers. But
Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
I'm gonna eat some myself here. It's awesome. You do great work, especially people here in Central Florida and Florida in general. I mean, you're all over the place, so you're a mainstay, a staple in this community, and I know there's a lot of people out there that thank you and appreciate the work that you do.
Well, I do appreciate that, and yes, man, I'm out here doing my thing. As you said, my big claim to fame is I lost 200 pounds, and that's what I do here. You know, I try to promote fitness with the use of cannabis, which is you know, natural plant medicine. So
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, the purpose of this channel is to educate and inspire others to grow food, and we try to show you just how easy it is to grow food. And actually, this is a different kind of sweet potato here. You can see the leaves are a lot bigger, a lot more fuller, greener.
now, what is the difference between this sweet potato and the 2 over there?
Unfortunately, I don't know the type of sweet potato. It's all purple. I don't think it's a Japanese, because I know that's a purple one. Just brush a little bit off the bottom.
Yeah.
Flex. But this is a different kind of sweet potato. The one we just ate prior to this is your typical orange grocery store sweet potato.
Okay.
Which is fine to grow. They're organic. And this one was given to me by my friend Jim Gill at Food Forest Abundance. Make sure you go check them out. This is the reason for all of this here. And he hooked me up with a little vine. I'll try and cut to a picture or a video of it, but it was maybe a foot long, 1.5 feet long. And I had planted it on that side over there last season. It froze when we got that deep cold at Christmas time.
Right, yeah, it was super cold that year.
Unfortunately, we lost all the leaves, but I pulled the vine up and all the sweet potatoes, they were purple. So that was cool and surprising. And then I took the vine and I planted it back in the ground here. That was probably in February. And it took a while to get going, but you can see it now. It's taken over this whole area.
It really is, yeah, it's thriving up here.
These sweet potato leaves are delicious.
I already have mine ready to go. I'm gonna say these are just a little bit more sweeter than the other ones. Yeah, very delicious.
Practicing abundance. Again, you've got a longevity plant now. Maybe someday you'll have 10 or 12 different stems and stalks growing from it, and you can give somebody a cutting, a propagation, and they can start growing their own longevity spinach. And you know, living in abundance is something that I'm trying to do as well with avocado trees, and everyone that comes here, I want them to leave with something that, you know, like you said, you're one with the plant. You're out there nurturing and taking care of it. So now I'm not sure how much further we want to get, because some of these, I mean, we have more Okinawa spinach here. There's another Okinawa spinach there. That's a transplant of longevity spinach. More sweet potato. I mean, there's stuff everywhere we can be eating, but
you know, as a kid, I was always taught this philosophy, and it's always with the people that I come across with in life. You know, I work with addicts in particular, you know, and I try to push them onto something, you know, natural that's going to help save their lives, and it has worked for a lot of people. But I do appreciate you bringing me into this world, and I think it's a beautiful thing. And the thing that I learned was that you can't keep it unless you give it away. You know, and that can mean a lot of different things, however you want to interpret it. And I appreciate you giving me something, and now I will definitely pass that on and do my part in helping this community grow. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well, it's not doing too well. It's not looking that great, but this is a nasturtium plant. It's competing with some weeds. It's competing with a whole bunch of arugulas. This is where this squash vine is growing out of, and still producing squash for me.
Oh wow, look at that.
And there's some more squash down there. And then this wraps around the tree going out that way. So anyways, this nasturtium, I'm trying to get it to vine up this fence here, and I may have to take this cattle panel and use it, but this nasturtium, just hold that for 1 second.
Okay.
Let me see that one. This one's a better looking one.
There.
Now this one's definitely going to have a different flavor to it. And this one, well, why don't you give it a taste?
All right, here we
Tell
go.
me your feedback on it.
Bottoms up.
You can eat the stem too.
Definitely not as sweet as the sweet potato.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of a sting to it.
Yeah, I got a little kick, right?
It's got a little kick to it.
Yeah. This nasturtium, a lot more peppery and a spicy flavor to it. So the flower is edible, the stems, the leaf. But these are usually bright green.
And they're a little more healthier then, yeah.
They're a little more healthier. It actually rooted out pretty well, all these stems here. So it wanted to do its thing, but yeah, it's competing with these little arugulas here.
Which look really leafy and dark green.
Yeah, these arugulas.
Yeah. And that's a familiar taste for me. You know, I eat these salads weekly, you know, to stay in shape. Although I gotta say, you know, fresh from the garden, this is a little more spicier than what I get from Publix.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
This may be a spicier version too, I'm not quite sure. I grew arugula, they all went to flower. I threw it over here while I was waiting to continue these composts, and obviously all the seeds ended up, because there's just wild arugula growing
everywhere
over here. So
Well, if you're a salad lover, that's a great thing.
That's a great thing, yeah. Cool, let's keep moving on.
All right.
Can you talk about, you know, gardening and growing plants as a way to cope with mental health?
Well, for me right now, because I'm new to this, thanks to you introducing this whole world to me, I realize now that it is like mind, body, and soul. You know, when I'm working with these plants that you have given me and I'm checking on them daily, it's given me a purpose. And I'm out there and I'm using mindful meditation. You know, when I'm out there, I'm one with the plant.
Sure.
You know, I know that might sound cliche or whatnot, but it's true. You're one with the plant, and it gives me time personally to, you know, just sit back, take a deep breath, and think about what's ahead of me.
All right, so Flex, this is a special tree, and special for many reasons, but you're also one of the few people that even knew or knows what this tree is. You want to introduce it for us?
Yes, this tree right here is a Quenepa tree, also known as Quenepa. And the reason why that I'm familiar with this is that my grandmother lived down here. She is Spanish. And as a kid, when I used to come visit her, she used to have, you know, baskets of this fruit. And what a Quenepa is, it's a soft green shell. On the inside, there's a shell, and the shell is surrounded by the fruit part, which is a little mushy. Sometimes it could be orange, but a lot of times it's clear. And basically, you split it open, you suck the pit out, the juice, and then you spit the pit out. Or you could use the pit, and I believe you can fry them or bake them maybe, and it's some type of like cashew type of a snack for people. So that's the Quenepa.
You were mentioning earlier that some historic or ancient tribes used to use it.
I did read about that. Now, this plant is native to Mexico, South and Central America, as well as the Caribbeans, where you can find it on the side of the road everywhere. But from what I understand, the indigenous people that were native to that area, they used to use the fruit, even though it's clear, it will stain. And from what I read is that they use that as a dye for their clothing and other things like that. So just a little history lesson.
Awesome. Well, it doesn't look like much. It was almost dead in a pot, and now it's in a much larger pot with some better soil, and it has a lot of new growth on it. Some branches starting to come up. So I'm going to take care of this one, and hopefully in a couple of years I'll have some Queneps for us to enjoy.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. I'll be ready for that.
Excellent. All right, so we just got finished doing a quick walkthrough and giving the people the ideas of ways they can grow some sustainable plants, longevity spinach, sweet potato, moringa. If you have the climate where you can grow these plants, they'll forever give you something that's nutritious and, you know, you can survive off of.
No, definitely so. Listen, I appreciate you bringing me through again and giving me the first sneak peek. And honestly, this is one of the best gardens that I might have ever seen in my lifetime. I know I'm new to this world, but from where you started to now, this is amazing what you have grown, what you have built here. So again, thank you so much for that.
Yeah. Thanks for being one of the first guests here and in the inaugural food forest now that it's producing. And tell the people where they can find you.
All right, man, I'm on Instagram, StonerBro_Flex, and that's pretty much all platforms. Instagram is my main one, and I'm always rocking with Mike and Dro TV.
And YouTube coming soon as well, so we'll make sure we put the links down below for the StonerBro Flex YouTube. And I don't know, maybe next time, maybe I'll have some psychedelic mushrooms growing or something.
Hey, that sounds good. That seems to be the new wave, and of course, it's got a lot of medicinal properties to it, and we need a lot more natural healing in this world.
100%. Thanks again, my friend.
Yeah, I appreciate you. All right, let's get it.
Let's catch you on the next episode.
Peace.
I will say, normally I bring a lot of this in and rinse it off.